for lunch they have it's a served meal because the staff are there, but then in the evening they do a buffet so the staff get the time off. And the buffet is just the bits coming back out again, which is so it shows you nothing goes to waste. All the and goose apparently, which is the traditional goose comes out. There was another thing that came out, and I can't remember what it was. It was really unusual. I remember thinking, really? Goose and turkey, and I think there was beef. So it wasn't just there was a select. It's almost like going to a Toby Carvery, isn't it? And I'd like to think also that what's also nice about the royal family is they get dressed up for those kind of occasions. You can imagine them having their black tie and things on, which I'm pretty sure about. It's the same in aristocratic homes. I'm sure you know this. People like to dress up over the Christmas period for the dinners and stuff. I do as well. I love it. I think of the day it's going to be more chinos, corduroys, smart shirts, pullovers, maybe a jacket, like a sports jacket or jacket, not an outdoor jacket. Blazer jacket, what I'm trying to say. But in the evening, yeah, it'll be more not white tie, 'cause that's way over the top. Be more like a black tie affair. I'd have thought nice dresses, nice black tie, that kind of thing. Little George might be the point where you can put on a black tie now because he's what 11,
Oh,
12, so he might be
yeah.
getting to that point. I asked one of the royal chefs who's now retired. And the Ross chef in question said to me that the Queen would weigh everybody at the start and at the end. So there obviously is scales. I've been to Sandringham. I've never seen the scales, but obviously there must be truth to it. So it is obviously something to do. Can you imagine if we all started weighing our guests when they arrived at the door when they left? We wouldn't have any friends come round. They'd be horrified at us trying to weigh them. I said it was probably the Queen's way. It was probably the way the Queen having a bit of fun trying to weigh the guests at the start and the end of the meal to try to see who's eating the most, possibly. The gifts have always been a bit of an interesting subject. I don't know if you probably have heard about this, but it is absolutely true that on Christmas Eve, when the gifts are exchanged between the adults, they're not serious gifts. It's jokes. Now, this has been well documented by among Margaret Thatcher, Princess Diana, Princess Margaret. They've all talked about these gifts exchanged. I believe Princess Diana, and again, you'll probably find this with a tiny, tiny little bit of research, but Princess Diana gave a gift to, I think it was Princess Margaret, and it was something quite, I don't know if it was earrings or something. And then in return, Diana was given it was a tea towel or something like that. It was something silly. And I think Dana was a bit surprised at the time. But this is, wow, 40 odd years ago, I think. And then Margaret Thatcher, now either she gave the Queen a pair of marigolds or the Queen gave her a pair of marigolds for washing up. There was something about that as well that I read. So it's been well documented. It's absolute fact that there is. So if you get invited for Christmas Eve with the royals, just bear in mind that the gifts are even sea bass, Billy Sea Bass. That was once mentioned. The singing fish. I heard about that as well. So it was all kind of jokey. But on saying that, I do believe that there is serious gifts for the adults, if you like, which are probably exchanged either again on Christmas Eve or even on Christmas Day. When that's an absolute fact that they do give each other serious gifts, but that's just husbands, wives, that kind of thing. I think when it comes to the whole family, what do you give? What do you give people that have got everything? So I think that's why they go for the jokey side. And I don't know about you, but even myself with some friends, you can't. What do you give somebody that's got everything? If they live in a £1 million house and they've got everything they want, what do you give them?